Hey guys, Dr. Jay Keebner here at Colorado Muscle and Joint Clinic, and today I'm going to be talking to you about 5 tips to improve your bench press. So let's get started. Alright guys, so the first tip here is foot position. And this is really important for leg drive as you're bench pressing. You'll hear a lot of people talk about leg drive. A lot of people don't know what it means, so I'll kind of explain what that means. So leg drive helps gain energy and momentum to get that bar off the chest and press it, so it gives you more power. And so a lot of people will tend to have their legs out here, their feet flat, which is fine. I tell people not to go past 90 degrees of flexion of the knee, so don't go out here, but try to keep it within 90 degrees or closer. And that's talking about the foot position. So what I do for good leg drive is come back, and I'll actually get the feet here, and because if you have a vertical leg drive, your butt comes off the bench, and that's not what you want. So you want to create a horizontal leg drive, so you're almost pushing into your upper back, just like that. What that does is that gives you more power and strength in the bottom, and actually just during the whole bench pressing movement. So as you set up for it, this is kind of what it will look like. And I imagine I'm trying to bring my heels to the ground as well. And just doing that, you see that it pushes me. But if I focus on pushing the heels and pushing horizontally or towards my upper back, you'll notice a huge difference in just your power. So here, leg drive, just like that. So give that one a try. So I did just mention this with the leg drive, but the leg drive actually kind of goes in my next tip, which is butt position. So the butt should stay down on the bench, and the leg drive helps with this. So as I said, having a vertical leg drive, you'll see a lot of guys as they're benching, as they come up, they bring the butt up because they're trying to get more force to go like this, when in reality you do create more force and more power by vertically driving up and keeping the butt on the bench. So just keep that in mind next time you're benching. All right, so the third tip is shoulder blade and upper back positioning. So most people tend to think, oh, I just need to squeeze my shoulder blades together. When you do, but that's only half of it. So what you want to do is squeeze and depress the shoulder blades. Squeeze, depress. So bring those shoulder blades down. So what that does is that locks in the lats and tightens those lats, which not only gets the shoulder in a safer position, but also generates more force as you're benching. So here's what it looks like. So feet in a good position, butt down. I go like this to retract my shoulder blades and to bring it in to depress them down. Press down, keeping the shoulder blades locked in. Go like that. So you'll feel a huge difference with just your shoulders feeling they're in a more closed, compact position, which protects the health of them. So give that a try. All right, guys, so my fourth tip is the positioning of the head and neck. So this is important because I see more and more guys and gals in the gym who are benching, and as they come down, they flex the head forward. I'll kind of show you what I mean here in a little bit. But I'm not too worried about the rest of the spine when I see someone benching. If they have an arch in the low back, I actually encourage that. That helps actually, that leg drive encourages some of that extension in the low back. And people complain about that, like, oh, that's just for powerlifters, oh, that's too much arch. And maybe there's some people who have too much of an arch, but most of the time when you see that arch, it's actually biomechanically more efficient because the lumbar spine's already in that extended position. And so I kind of tend to encourage people to have a bit of an arch, and it creates a safer position for the shoulders, gets the upper back in a better position, allows the upper back to get in a better position when you have a bit of an arch in that low back. But what we're going to talk about is the issue that I see with the cervical spine. So I'll show you what the wrong way that I see it done in a lot of gyms is people go like this, and they flex the head forward as they're bringing the bar down. And as you notice, if you have a lot of weight, and just that positioning of the head is not comfortable and can lead to injury in the neck. When the right way it should look is just keeping the head neutral. And if you have to think about pushing the back of the head against the bench, maybe not hard, but just cueing yourself in that way, that'd be good. So here, just like that. All right, guys, so the last tip we're covering is grip position, so hand position as well. So how far wide do I go, how neutral do I go, how narrow do I go? That kind of depends on your comfort level. So I'm going to kind of break down the narrow grip, the wide grip, and the neutral grip, and what I prefer and what I use in competition. So we'll kind of cover that. So we'll start with the wide grip. So wide grip tends to target more the pecs and the shoulders, whereas narrow grip will target more the triceps. So starting with the wide grip. So I'll kind of show you first what my competition grip is. To me, this is more of a neutral grip. So depending on where these markers are here on the bar, kind of depends on where I place my hand, but I tend to try to get my hands not directly over my shoulders, but right outside my shoulders. That's just more comfortable for me. And then a wide grip for me, as it looks different for everybody, would be just a little further out than that. And some people think this is more comfortable for them. I find my shoulders and pecs just feel better and more and just safer in this kind of position. So then, as you can see, the wider you go, and you still want to engage the lats, the wider you go. Obviously, you can go really wide. That just depends on comfort, but I would recommend not going past a certain point, because that just puts too much strain on the pecs and the shoulders. So now going into the narrow grip, here's kind of what that looks like. And I think there's some discrepancy on what a narrow grip actually looks like, because I think people tend to think, oh, if narrow grips work in my triceps, the narrower I go, the more it works in my triceps. So that's tough, because that's not actually what we want to do, because as you get narrower and narrower, those wrists start to deviate, and that can put a lot of pressure on those wrists when we want them in a more neutral position. So I'll kind of show you what people tend to do when they think of neutral is bringing it in, or narrow is bringing it in here. As you can see, as I go down, my wrists are deviating, and I can already feel pressure on the outside of my wrists. When in reality, for me, a neutral grip would actually be pretty much my hands straight over my shoulders. This would be a narrow grip for me. That may surprise some of you, but you never want a bench where there's bench pressing, squatting, or deadlifting. You never want there to be a position that you're doing that feels like it's putting too much pressure on the joints, or it's uncomfortable and maybe causing pain, and over time that can actually cause pain and injury. So we want to steer clear from that. So those are my 5 tips, guys. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Comment and like, and share it if you find these helpful. So thanks, guys. See you on the next video.